All right there now, y'all. It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, reporting live from the Bamboozled Again News Network. Had a little break in the action, so I wanted to hop on here with just again some free flowing thoughts, man. Yo, this whole Diddy thing has the potential if they don't, unalive him, right? Which I ain't gonna put that in the. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell what the agenda is. I guess to some degree, what's done in the dark has to come to the light because of spiritual laws. But maybe they might do it as Babylon Fall. You know how Satan baits you in, you know what I mean, with all these trinkets. And then at the end of it, you got to pay the reaper again. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just think about like how perverse this culture is, yo. And this whole Diddy thing coming to light. Yeah, at the high, wickedness dwells, at high places, yo. But I've made correlations between, and this before it actually went like super duper public. And people have been saying stuff for years, but they're like, oh, you hating, oh, whatever, whatever, whatever. But when I was working at the George Rand Rehab, it's a lot of similarities of how sexual deviants get a pass somehow, some way. You know what I mean? But if you actually hold to a certain code and standard, it's like you get blackballed or they try to set you up and all this other type stuff here. But y'all just think, now I'm looking at everybody that ever had any business dealing with the man. Now I'm looking at them like, you know what I mean, and a whole bunch of Negroes on quiet time who normally talk a whole bunch of yin yang. Your Rick Ross's. I didn't think he didn't got that man, yo. Yo, that man was like a Roman, yo. He was punishing everybody. And this also goes into how, again, I talk about, my time working for a treatment center and what I was perceiving, right? So me, myself, I'm also a recovering drug addict, right? So then I emerge from amongst the group of addicts, right? I get a little education, I get a position, and then I turn around and dupe the same people I just came up out of. You know what I'm saying? The victim then becomes the victimizer. You know what I mean? Um, so they say, when Puffy first got in the game, he got punished. You know what I mean? And then I don't know if it was to get his masculinity back or because of powerlessness, he wants to exert power, dominance, control, these common traits we see over others that have anything to do with him. But they say he punished Usher. Then Usher brought Justin Bieber and he punished him. I'm thinking, uh, he punished Rod. He probably punished French Montana. You see what I'm saying? Oh, sometimes I wonder about Mason them. You know what I mean? Honestly. But Mace kind of got blackballed. But that's either he punish you or he blackball you. I was thinking about the Locks. And they never really made it. They just had a genuine fan base. But they had to get out of their deal with him. You know what I mean? From your Sean, man, you threw me, cuz, and paid people to basically say I did it. You know what I mean? And just chuck that man like it wasn't nothing, yo. No conscience, no nothing. Man, the depravity, all these people fooling with him. And then I'll be thinking, right, like what mind would do that? You know what I'm saying? Or even be remotely tempted to even go that route. But then you have to understand how the society kind of psychologically plays on you without you being consciously aware of it. So in the Babylonian value system, um, like finance, leisure, social status, they all kind of at the zenith of that. And then like family, health, whether it be spiritual, physical, mental, you know what I'm saying, those type of things. Anything spiritual that actually holds you as a person is kind of on the lower rungs, right? So if you in the position, oh man, I gotta give up some cheeks to, you know what I'm saying, to come out the hood, and then I can flex on people, or I can look like I made it, and whoop, 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 whoop. I guess some people are tempted to do that. And even if they're not tempted, now I understand where Rick Ross got that bar from, talking about, I put Molly on her champagne, she ain't even know it. He probably just doing what he seen done. Monkey see, monkey do. Oh, you seem like you ain't about that action, but you naive, you don't know no better. Then he go ahead, slip something in your water or your drink. Then you wake up, you know what I'm saying? They got you on tape. Hi, boy. You know what I mean? Yo, it's vile here. This is definitely Sodom and Gomorrah. It's Babylon and it's Rome 2.0 all wrapped up in the same Jimmy Mac, yo. You know what I'm saying? Now we look at how rampant, whoredom has become. Like, At one point I thought females, get an education or get, business or something so they don't have to sell bodies. Now they doing it. Now they got all those things and still do it. You see what I'm saying? So what's the purpose of having this high degree or whatever the case may be, but you either selling box or you tricking off on meat? You know what I mean? From what I'm saying, and, from people I personally know or whatever, like the sexual intercourse or the catalyst thereof isn't based on genuine attraction, love, connection, intimacy, right? It's two individuals trying to exert power over each other subtly. That's why typically when people break up, they just don't go their separate ways. One scorned deeply, and the other one continues with the behavior. But then in this Diddy situation, when the game spin back around, now you talking about, or they saying he on suicide, whether it's true or not. Now you seem all repentant, remorseful. You didn't feel remorseful when you took them people cheeks. Yo, the backside busting was so, it's almost defies human belief. We talking about 30 years of this. There are stories about him, doing I'll Be Sure greasy, unaliving folk. You know what I'm saying? Like a kid mama, and just you have to be demon possessed at this point, yo. I could even say, playing devil's advocate, no pun intended, you do it and then you feel bad. It's hard for you to hold up mentally. If you look up, he don't seem like nervous. He don't seem remorseful. He don't seem like something off. You know what I mean? He tore Meek Mills out the frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is insane, Jack. And not only him, he just probably at the top as far as mainstream wise. But then you start thinking about, they say he busted up Beaver, right? Who was brought in by us, but then it make you, and then like what's his name? Orlando Brown, how he talk about all that yin yang with Disney and all that. Man, these people like Roman preying on the kid, folk. I know in the LGBT, like, but then there's also Trojan horse. So I know in certain schools of academia, they're starting to make pedophilia seem natural. That's why the drag queens all in your schools telling the kids, you know what I mean? If you feel like a Doug, you really a Doug. And you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, yo. And normalizing that on the slow cook crock pot tip. And before you know it, 5 years down the road, it'll darn near be acceptable for adults to have, relations and be in relationships with children. You know what I'm talking about? And then they'll slow cook it so much if you say something about it, then they'll demean you like, well, didn't you have those desires when you were younger? And yeah. Like, it's crazy. I know a counselor where I used to work at, who had, teach his own. She had took her son and her daughter, I'm assuming they're middle school age, right, to the Pride Festival. And the son was taking pictures with the drag queen, right? And then posted it, no shame, and said this was all his dreams that came true. You mean tell me in this middle school age boy, not, basketball or be some type of, I don't know, philanthropist, or his dream in life is to take a picture essentially with a man dressed as a woman. Here's what's crazy though, right? Me as a man, right? I would go through more checks and balances if I wanted to go to the school and talk to the kids, right? And granted, should be, right? But those checks and balances would be alleviated if I just put on a dress and say I want, yeah, come on in there. Doesn't that show some level of mental health disorder? The animals don't have to wear, the animal don't, you know what I'm saying? The animal kingdom, like, yo, I'm a male bird. Now I wanna be a female bird, yeah. Man, this is insane. But I was thinking about all them child stars, right? You know who else need to get, of course, I want Jay-Z to take the drop. I'm praying on that every day, right? Because he terrible too, to say the least. And these people have long track records of this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can take this anywhere. Yo, in Eastern Maryland, I think his last name's Dot. He was a sheriff's deputy, right? He got caught sleeping with high school girls in the squad car in uniform, and that man got slapped on the wrist. See what I'm saying? Like, if you notice the penalties for, depending on who you are though, you policeman, teacher, the teacher splacking all the students down, and getting, especially if they female teachers splacking all the students, they getting slaps on the wrist. And they, not only they splacking them, they letting kids run train on them and videotaping it and all that. Like, you know what I mean? And I ain't even out that mob, but just because that environment exists, I don't even want to be nowhere around. Just like on the job, like I want to engage in certain conversations, right? Because I don't want to get jammed up in the Me Too movement. It's one of them, it's cool when they do it, it's a problem when I do it. So you need to be very wise about the society you're dealing in. But again, back to the youngins, right? What about Jermaine Dupri, Criss Cross and them? All his artists was damn near kids. You mean tell me he ain't punished none of them? And he in that industry? And he out that mob? Come on, man. Here another one, nobody, they give him a pat, and he got a great big devil stone on top of his head. Birdman. You mean tell me he wasn't punishing the hot boy? And there's a common trait, right? None of these people, like, they might go up in society or fame and stuff like that, but they're still always somehow contractually bound to these folk. You know what I'm saying? Birdman had some wild bars over the years talking about he like to plug them up while his man beat up the coochie, right? I don't even want to say, but I got to come down by law, right? Let's say I'm engaged and I so happen to stick my thumb somewhere, right? And I'm behind, the woman, right? You can feel your thumb on the other side, yo. So and all these drugs and like it's starting to make you wonder, yo. I could take this anywhere, like. And here's what I think too, right? In the society, because men who subscribe to be, just real men, right? They're hard pressed to get play out of women, right? And I think here's what's happened, because they've rewired women's brains to view these type of men as attractive, so they're actually either in fear or turned off by a real man. You know what I'm saying? But the flamboyant, the swagged out, you know what I'm saying? The outward donning of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Just like Puffy. They say he'll slap you and he'll talk greasy to you and do all that there. But then he'll get them cheeks too. You see what I'm saying? Nowhere on earth would Puffy be invited to the real Negro convention. You see what I'm saying? But because of the inverted value system of America, and of course there are victims, but I know I would like to believe a lot of the female victims knew what was going on and chose to deal with it for the finance of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't really pay for loyalty or pay for friends as we see, because now ain't nobody coming to a defense. Who? Stevie J. He punished him. And even back then when they was on that Love and Hip Hop joint or whatever, I said, yo, freaky loose. It like that spirit was coming off the screen to me. Like, God, okay, yeah, you woo woo, but God darn, cuz what? And then they said, what's that? The Jocelyn woman? They say she kind of, you know what I mean? You don't know what she is. One of them, that's what I call it, like Vampire in Brooklyn. That flip floppity stuff, you know what I mean? Like, yo, what is going on here, folks? It's insane. But that's why the real man can't get no love, because they socially engineered the woman's mind. They'll view that as, like, you as lame. Like, even in the, on your work, like, I seen 1,000 situations. Brother take care of business. He woot, 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 woot. He handle his money. As far as, his obligations as a man to the woman. But then she'll go and cheat and throw everything away for a dude who can't do none of that. And then, not only that, but then almost esteem the dude who don't do nothing over the dude who was doing what he was supposed to do. It's almost creating this thing of, like, almost, if you're not conscious enough, like, in order to get some play, I have to have some semblance of toxicity to get, the best group of the worst whores, if that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? This land is, Babylon, hell of a drug, boy. God of mercy, man. Sidebar note, I've been wanting to say this. I've been seeing these things on YouTube about the Venezuelans and whether they're clashing with, like, in Chicago with those gangs and all that type of stuff. You know what I can see with Kamala, I'm assuming, going to get in the office, yo? If you get in some type of situation with them and you defend yourself, I can see how they could morph that and start charging you with a hate crime. They're socially setting up the stage socially to neuter your ability to defend yourself. Not just from Venezuelans, but even from all, like, the societal impositions and belief system they're attempting to cram down your throat. Pause. You know what I mean? So, like, even in, I don't approve of the lifestyle, but in my experience in talking to them, a lot of times something happened when they was younger that made them question themselves or kind of lean that direction, right? But say you just say whatever about the LGBT community or whatever. It's labeled as hate speech. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't want it around you. Is it hate speech if I don't want somebody smoking crack around me? Or if I don't want a man beating his woman around me? You see what I'm saying? But it's just filtered into that aspect, yo. They're playing get down or lay down. You can't even turn on the radio without hearing some, lesbian type of bars. You know what I'm saying? This place got to fall, cuz. On folks in them grave, bro, it got to fall, cuz. Then it make me wonder about Dr. Dre and these folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do they be getting these business deals and turning into billionaires? They say the real reason all this is coming out now. Again, the teacup head people are kind of the gatekeepers. Them, it's no different than nothing new on the sun. It's the same as back during slave time when they used to practice buck breaking. This is just done on a more societal kind of thing. Oh, you super gangster man got these bars. I think 50 done got out that mob. You know what I'm saying? How he escaped through. You know what I mean? And without no scandal or woo the woo the woo the woo. You know what I'm saying? I think somebody got a hold of him. You know what I mean? Like these people who had these like him and Jay-Z had these torrid paths of carnage and murder and all that. But don't nobody bring it up though. You see what I'm saying? Just like Jay-Z got a kid in the town where I live at now. And everybody in town know. And been known. But he didn't cover that up. But I think the Most High, he going to bring it all, all to, because you don't get away with this Caligula, Nero level, Roman Emperor level type of dirt and just go off into the, you know what I'm saying? No, not no Negro nowhere. Once they done with you, they done with you. And I think, for whatever phase we're in human history or in the fall of Babylon, how much more necessity do we need for these people? We don't really need them to bamboozle Negroes any further. They done did a good job already. I think, consumerism's kind of going by the wayside to a degree. So we don't need you to sell our products no more. You know what I mean? Yeah, we good. And then all the money we gave you, we'll just slap some lawsuit on and take it all back. Appreciate you. Next. You know what I mean? They say he was now mind you, we think of Ciroc, we think of Diddy, right? So typically you gotta get the black man sell your product. You know what I mean? But come to find out, he didn't own any equity in the company. They just cut him a check. You see what I'm saying? Same people make you, same people break you. You know what I'm saying? So from what I understand, he wanted more equity, or he was gonna sue him for discrimination. No, you ain't. And they probably had the demos on the mind. Because, in the bank, they keep collateral on you or whatever the case may be. So in case you get out of line, Negroes like myself like get out of line on purpose. Then they got something to pull you back in line or destroy you. So I heard he was going to file a lawsuit and then he retracted the lawsuit. But by that time now, they can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? They just go ahead and take you down to the down. And they got their interlocking lawyers and, these interlocking entities and so on and so forth fed. Everybody get a cut. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll just raise up the next one. Just like who's that? J. Edgar Hoover said, if they want a black Messiah, we'll give them one. But he can't come up out the set. You know what I mean? And then typically, when they do come up out the set, like when Black Lives Matter, I don't know how true it is, but I think it was starting in St. Louis, I believe, grassroots organization. They said after that George Floyd thing, or prior to such, I can't remember. They said like 12 of the black male leadership mysteriously died in 2 years, and all that's left was the half-sweet women. You know what I mean? Dupe this again. Use the murder of black males to promote an organization that on their website said they're actually promoting alternative families. We don't actually want, man, we just use this as a Trojan horse. Bamboozled again. Now where them people's at? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy here, bro. It make a nigga wonder like, how can, I guess God gonna have to like do it circumstantially or however he do it or trigger us or however that work. Because it seems like we just still under these people oppression, you know what I'm saying? To some degree. In totality, most definitely. You know what I mean? Can't come together. And nothing. We can't even do wrong right. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. And not just with these people, but whatever come down the top, because of gravity trickle down bottom. Same stuff they were doing on probably on a lower level. They doing on your job. You know what I'm saying? Your supervisor, you know what I mean? He trying to press up on the jumps, which is against the law. But then like at my old job, somehow all the women, they have proof. They just say the proof, we don't have it on videotape. Who been caught, getting clients drunk for the Hennessy meet and, you know what I'm saying, whoop the whoop the whoop. These people done got promotions. How? By default. But everybody who really about the business can't stay that long. They end up quitting. I seen a picture of them folks. Yo, it's crazy because the facility hold like a little over 100 people, right? And if it's at max, it'll be 80% men. You know what I'm saying? 80-20. You know what I mean? I seen a picture of the staff. It took a picture, yo. And out of 20 staff, there's only one man on the jump who took a picture. And I was like, yo, where's all the men to deal with these men, yo? I told the teacup head man, and I ain't heard nothing yet. I filed a HIPAA complaint on them folk. I said, yo, because I just want them stopped. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, if I ain't know no better, it's like he's purposefully hiring these women to create this environment. Because if they sleep with the men and all that, and not doing the proper job ethically and so on and so forth, you can subvert these men process for the purpose of recidivism. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the teacup community, right? How many teacup people do you know are electricians, construction workers, truck drivers? You know what I'm saying? They don't do none of that. They're just always at the top of some corporation. They're always the people exploiting people, yo. You know what I mean? Think about it. And that's a hard, whatever to say on a whole group of people. But I ain't never seen no little teacup Jewish kid working at McDonald's. I ain't never seen him cut no grass or start no small business. And that's what made me think they down with Satan, like when they had the thing with Jesus, like I can give you the whole world. Because these are the people who are masquerading as the true people or the scriptural descendants of the chosen people of the Most High of Israel, when that's not the case. Because it makes it wonder, how does such a small group of people with no tangible skill set get all the wealth, all the finance, and all the power, and you can't say nothing about them? You know what I mean? They got to be down with them folk. And how Satan do it, he presents himself as an angel, he masquerades himself as an angel of light. When you see them, they don't look all mean and angry and all that. Maybe you speak to them, I don't know. But just in general, they don't look like something you should be leery of. They look docile, they look whoop-de-whoop. But all that is a cloak, for the most part. And I don't want to make it on a whole group of people. I'm just thinking about the people I've encountered. I've never seen none of them give back to the hood. And if they do, there's some ulterior motive and agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're always, like, their mainstay is exploitation. And this, kind of thing of, we'll prop people up of the people to report back to us to make sure we keep them in mass, and we'll just give you some trinkets so they look up to you, but we control you. You see what I'm saying? And if you get out of line, we'll go ahead and knock you down a rung, and then somebody else will want to take your place because they from the, looking from the outside, or from the outside looking in, thinking this is all sweet, not knowing you had to get your cheeks busted up for it. I don't know, bro. How do you, like, I got a super bad conscience. Like, that's why I don't do no wrong and foul. Like, I see what it is, and I see how I think I would be manipulating me myself to go about things in a certain way to get certain desires met or accumulation or whatever. But I just can't do it because I don't feel like my conscience beat me up at night, yeah. And I don't feel like being exposed, yeah. And I ain't got to worry about it if I just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to look over my shoulder, you know what I mean? I just can't live like that, yo. Like, when I did do dirt, like, as far as, like, maybe, I don't know, put my hands on people and, just not living right, drinking and doing drugs and all that, I would have to keep drinking and using drugs to not deal with the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why all I'm on drugs. Because I know this for sure. You can perpetrate a fraud to everybody else, But you can't lie to yourself when you by yourself. That's why they always at the party. They always gotta have a party. You see what I'm saying? They always gotta, be at the brunch and fly here and fly there. All this picture taking you do and interviews and all that. Shit, I need some downtime for about a couple months talking to all these folks. But on that note, mama, holla at y'all. My man's chiming in. Ooh.